The courtroom buzzed with tension as Coco Jones stood silently, cornered by overconfident, arrogant officers who thought they could humiliate her without consequence. Every sneer, every mocking word seemed to hang in the air, daring her to react. But what happens when those who believe they hold all the power face someone they have gravely underestimated? Coco's calm gaze cut through the chaos, her posture radiating quiet authority and unshakable strength. The crowd leaned in, sensing something extraordinary beneath her composed exterior. She was no ordinary woman. Every subtle movement hinted at hidden power, experience, and a resilience that would turn the entire courtroom upside down. In that charged moment, it was clear. Those who mocked her had no idea what was coming. The courtroom was filled with murmurs and shifting eyes, every seat occupied by spectators drawn into the unfolding tension. Sunlight filtered through tall windows, casting dramatic shadows across the polished wooden benches and the solemn judge's podium. Coco Jones stood near the front, her posture flawless, her expression calm yet commanding. She wore a tailored suit that spoke of professionalism and quiet power, every detail, from her poised hands to her confident stance, radiating authority that went unnoticed by those who sought to belittle her. Across from her, the officers moved with arrogance, their boots clicking loudly against the floor as they attempted to assert dominance. Their smirks and sneering glances were met with Coco's composed silence, a subtle power struggle unfolding without a word. The crowd watched, sensing the rising tension, unaware of the storm beneath her calm exterior. Micro hints suggested she was far more than an ordinary citizen. Her hidden status or connections, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal themselves and turn the courtroom upside down. The courtroom buzzed with tension as the officers approached Coco Jones, their faces filled with arrogance and a twisted sense of superiority. They spoke over her, mocking every word, their voices echoing off the polished walls. One officer, unable to contain his condescension, reached out and lightly slapped her arm, a deliberate attempt to humiliate her in front of everyone. The crowd's reaction was immediate and mixed. Gasps of shock, murmurs of disapproval, whispers into phones as some audience members recorded the incident, while others froze, unsure how to react to the blatant disrespect unfolding before them. The camera lenses from media outlets captured every detail, broadcasting the scene to viewers outside the courtroom, amplifying Coco's public humiliation. Despite the aggression and ridicule, Coco Jones remained unshaken. Her posture was impeccable, her gaze calm and unwavering. She did not retaliate or speak out of turn. Instead, she observed each officer's movements, analyzing their arrogance and calculating her next move with precision. Her silence was not weakness, it was power. Every sneer, every mocking gesture from the officers only highlighted the composure and authority she naturally exuded. Micro hooks threaded through the scene, subtle cues revealing that Coco was no ordinary citizen. Her calmness hinted at hidden connections, influence, and a depth of experience that the officers could not yet comprehend. The tension in the room was palpable, stretching each second longer as the audience held its breath. The officers believed they controlled the moment, that their intimidation tactics would bend her to their will. Yet with every word they spat, with every smirk and crude gesture, they unknowingly tightened the threads of their own undoing. The crowd leaned in, captivated, sensing that something monumental was about to happen. Questions raced through their minds. Who is Coco Jones really? Why does she remain so composed in the face of such disrespect? And most importantly, when would she reveal the power and authority that had remained hidden until now? Coco's hand moved deliberately, producing an official document from her briefcase. The courtroom fell silent as she held it up, her calm expression unshaken. The officers who had been laughing and mocking a moment ago froze, their confidence evaporating instantly. Whispers spread through the crowd as eyes darted between Coco and the paper in her hand. She took a measured step forward, her voice steady and authoritative. "I am the chief legal officer for this district," she announced, "and these actions are unacceptable." The judge, previously observing silently, shifted in their seat, recognition dawning as they nodded in acknowledgement of her position. The officer's smug smirks vanished, replaced with shock and disbelief. People in the gallery leaned forward, captivated by the sudden reversal of power. Coco's gaze met theirs calmly, her posture radiating confidence and control. The atmosphere was electric, tension gripping every corner of the room. Her presence alone commanded respect, transforming humiliation into authority. The officers tried to recover, but their attempts at dominance faltered completely against her unwavering composure. Every movement Coco made reinforced the shift of power. The courtroom now watched in awe as the woman they underestimated took command. The realization hit them all at once. The person they had mocked was far beyond their assumptions. Silence hung heavily, punctuated only by Coco's steady voice as she outlined the proper protocol and reminded everyone of the law. The crowd, initially unsure, began to murmur in agreement, recognizing the courage and authority she exuded. Even the judge allowed her to approach the bench, her dignity intact, as the officers stood immobilized, trapped by their own arrogance. What had started as a scene of public humiliation had transformed into a demonstration of justice, control, and the undeniable power of poise. Every eye remained on Coco, witnessing a moment that would not be forgotten. Coco approached the judge's bench with measured steps, each movement radiating calm authority. The courtroom shifted, eyes fixed on her as whispers filled the air, some spectators rising in awe, others frozen in shock. She didn't shout or demand attention. Her presence alone commanded respect. The officers who had mocked her moments ago stood rigid, humiliated, unable to react as the weight of her authority settled over them. Coco's gaze swept across the room, steady and unwavering, signaling that the balance of power had irrevocably shifted. People leaned forward, sensing the gravity of the moment, some murmuring in support, others simply stunned into silence. The officers realized too late that their arrogance had trapped them. Every attempt to regain dominance faltered against her composed determination. Coco's calmness contrasted sharply with their disarray, highlighting her mastery of the situation. The crowd watched, captivated by the reversal, as a woman they underestimated transformed humiliation into undeniable authority. The tension in the room became palpable, each heartbeat echoing the realization that Coco was not just standing up for herself. She was redefining the power structure in that courtroom. Her posture, her voice, and her steady movements conveyed a message clearer than any words. Respect and authority are earned through poise, courage, and intelligence. In that moment, she didn't just confront injustice, she commanded it, leaving everyone present to witness the complete turnaround. The courtroom had fallen silent, the arrogance of the officers fully exposed. Every mocking smirk they had worn moments ago was replaced with shame and disbelief. Coco remained composed, standing tall as the embodiment of dignity and authority. Her calm presence sent a clear message. Respect is earned, not assumed, and no one has the right to humiliate another. She addressed the room softly but firmly, reminding everyone that integrity and self-worth are far more powerful than force or intimidation. Spectators nodded, some whispering their agreement, while the officers realized the weight of their mistakes. Coco's actions had shifted the balance of power, not through anger or confrontation, but through quiet confidence and undeniable authority. The impact was immediate. The courtroom atmosphere had changed, and the lesson was clear: arrogance and disrespect have consequences. This moment would echo beyond the walls, a subtle reminder that those who underestimate others often pay the price. Justice was not only served in action, but in the example she set for everyone present, leaving a lasting impression on how authority, respect, and courage should be recognized and honored in every corner of the law. Courage and calmness always triumph over arrogance. Coco's poise had silenced the room and taught a lesson no one would forget. But what she did next completely changed the court forever, leaving everyone in awe. What would you have done in her place? Share your thoughts in the comments, like, and don't forget to check out the related video to see more astonishing stories of unexpected power and justice.